Here we go. We're live. Hi,
Yay,
everybody. I am Terri Suzuki, and today I am having a show with my great friend Allie. Allie
Thank you.
Martin, or Alice Martin, as she's starting to
Mhm.
go by now.
Uh-huh.
Allie is, I always have a little bit of trouble describing Allie because you're kind of spiritualist slash headhunter.
Yeah,
You
I
like
guess so. Yeah, sure. That's the Capricorn rising in me. Businesswoman.
ah
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So she finds talent and puts it on her show.
Mhm,
That is
mhm.
what she does.
And
And
I found this one right over here many years ago, and she is fabulous. So yes, I get it. Yeah.
well, I really thank you for finding me. And Allie herself, she's not just a host. She's not just the hostess with the mostest. She has talents herself. So,
Thank you.
one thing people sometimes don't know about her, she can read the Akashic records.
She
And
is not as
so
good as some, but enjoyable and fun. So yes. Thank
I
you.
have always found your readings to be pretty deep. So
No, okay.
good information coming across. So I thought
Well,
it could be fun doing this together today.
absolutely. I'm thrilled to be here with you and you hosting. I think that we all need to see that. And I know that's one of the things you're going to start doing, and that's great. So thank you.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, it's definitely something that I want to do. I've been
Yeah.
meaning to do forever,
Uh-huh.
but just often have a little bit of things in my way, usually technical things in my way.
Like building a house and rebuilding a house and yeah,
Yeah,
a few
things
things,
like that.
things like
Things
that.
like that.
Yeah.
Well, let's say hi to everyone that's here so far. I'm pretty sure more people. So that we have Leah, Maureen Domenico, Roots and
D'Amico. Yeah.
Waves,
Mhm.
Paula Roveda, which I have your question, Paula.
Yeah.
Wind Horse, they are Narcissus.
Yeah.
Kim
That's
B.
Judy. Yeah. That's Judy.
Yep.
And oh, and also Ange is here, Roots and Waves. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Karen,
Mhm.
Donna O'Brien, Tanita, Diane
Mhm.
G, Akila. Hi, Akila. Um, I think I already said Diane G, but Anja, Annie Hamlet,
Yes.
Carl. Hi, Carl. Haven't seen you in a long, long time.
I know, UK Carl. We're glad you're here. Yeah.
Yeah, Kim B. Kim, I'm just starring your question. Starring some questions right now. Nathan Shipley, Darlene 42. That's a nice name, Darlene. Rossy, Eleanor, and I'm sure Carolyn Adams. Hi there.
Carolyn in Vermont. Yeah. It's nice to
Ah,
see you. Yeah.
okay, so
Mhm.
what? Tell us a little bit about how your Christmas time, your holiday time came, how it all went.
Yeah, it was the best part, Terry, is usually the day after Christmas. I like to have things up and running before Christmas for the anticipation, but usually after Christmas, I'm like, let's get all this stuff put away. But I didn't put anything up this year, really, just a couple of
Oh,
little things. And yesterday I was like, because it usually takes me all day. Yeah, I
look,
do that, and
look
then I
who's
get
here.
right in. Oh, Jean, hi. Then I get into doing my taxes right away.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
oh, you are a
I'm
glutton
one
for
of those.
punishment. Oh my,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I always want very much to do that.
Uh-huh.
So, CS, I noticed you put a question up. I wonder what message my sister Valerie, who passed away last year, might have for me. So we're not doing messages like we're not doing mediumship today. We're doing Akashic records. So, but
Mhm.
Allie and I will be on tomorrow at 10
Yeah.
o'clock Pacific, and we will answer that question. So come and ask the very same question
Yes, please do.
of
Yeah.
that.
Yep. We'll be on at 10 o'clock Pacific, 1
Yeah.
o'clock Eastern. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think I have enough questions starred. Thank you
Okay.
for that, Allie.
Hmm.
My Christmas was just very laid back. My
Good.
oldest daughter, who hasn't been to my house in a while, came from Ocean Shores.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and my son-in-law had some time off from his job. So actually, everybody but my son who lives in New York came. So that's
That's
cool.
wonderful. And your grandchildren
Yeah,
were
of
you
course,
yeah, your
of course, the
grandchildren were there?
grandchildren.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So,
yeah, so
everybody bunk in at the house? Is that what happened, or did you
no,
share?
my oldest daughter and her boyfriend, they bunked in, and then the
Yeah,
rest just they live nearby, so
they
they
live
just
nearby.
came.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's fun. That's a lot of fun. Yeah,
yeah, it was
thank
fun.
you. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody, here's here's what we have to do first. We need to say the prayer of protection, and we need to say the Akashic Records key. So,
Right.
uh, if you want to ask a question or if you want to participate in this, then you need to, in your head, just agree to the Akashic Records key, and we'll do that. I'm going to do some deep breathing with you after the prayer, and I'm going to ask everybody at that time when I say the key to put their attention on their crown chakra or just around your
Mhm.
head. This is
Yep.
kind of where the quantum records, the quantum field hangs out, and that's kind of how we get to them. By doing that, you are helping both of us do the heavy lifting here.
Mhm, mhm. Yep.
So you're doing part of the work for us. So here we go. Here's the prayer of protection. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We access Metatron's grid of opalescent light to connect us more firmly to our higher selves. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us as we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters, ascended masters, and any councils we're working with to assist us now to receive the information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. And so it is.
Yes.
Okay, so let's take 3 deep breaths together. You don't have to breathe at the same speed I am breathing, but what I do want you to do is to take the breath in and hold it for a second and then let it out longer than you took it in. Um, I always like to be completely upfront, and that is a trick. We are tricking your body into relaxing so that you can kind of get into the your the spiritual side of yourself by being relaxed. If you can let your breath out longer, it means you're not being chased by bears, tigers, anything like that. So I'm going to say the key and use, but first we're going to breathe. Hold it. Let it out longer than you took it in. I hope that that helped you feel calmer and more in your body. Okay, and now I'm going to have you put your attention around your crown chakra or your head. You may not feel anything as I say this prayer. They open the key, opening it. You may feel things. You may feel heat or heaviness or tingles. Um, all is well. It doesn't matter if you feel that or don't feel it. It's okay. But I don't want to scare anybody.
Mhm.
Okay. We open ourselves to the light. And with this light, we open ourselves to our truth and to our soul's purpose. With this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so the people watching this live and the people watching later are given the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them at this moment. I'm going to say that to myself quietly. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy field of the people watching live and the people watching later to receive the record of their soul. Okay, so now we're all ready. We're all ready to go. But first, I am going to choose a question that doesn't necessarily have an Akashic answer, but I just want to I want to talk about this question because it's important. So Paula asks, can you revoke a record that is causing me pain and suffering? Because at 71, I think my lessons here have been learned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Paula, the answer is maybe. So you can always try to revoke it. You can always, though, ask for an Akashic record healing.
Yes.
And so what they do in a healing is you need somebody like me or Allie to lead it. I guess you could lead it yourself too if you really wanted to. But what they'll do first is they will clear they will do a clearing, and they will clear it in all time, all space, all, because it could be a dimensional, it could have happened a lot of places, not just this particular incarnation.
That's right.
And so they'll do a clearing, and then they'll do a healing and fill in the space. So that's one way to do it. And there are other ways too. And in fact, in January, I'm going to start working in that area. And what that is sometimes these things that cause us pain like this are actually contracts that we made before we came here in this life. Mm-hmm. And I have just recently learned from my guides that some of these contracts cannot be rewritten. They're just part of the process that we agreed to.
Right.
Some of these contracts can be rewritten, though. And some of these contracts, these old contracts that we've already performed, can be burned and gotten rid of. So I have been practicing, and it's been very interesting. And when the old contracts are gotten rid of, because to me, I thought, oh, they're dead and gone. What does it matter if they're just there? But I've noticed that in the practice that the person feels lighter, really light.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree.
So it turns out that they weigh us down a little bit, that they nag at us a little bit. So anyway, so Paula, this is something that's possible. And you just maybe what I would suggest, Paula, is go to one of my old shows. On Tuesdays, I have Akashic record healing shows, and they had me choose different kinds of things. But if you go participate in one, you can see kind of how they do it, how it could be done, and see if that appeals to you, if that speaks to you. If it doesn't, maybe then it's a contract that needs to be gotten rid of. So, yeah.
Beautiful. That's a great explanation. And I have seen that happen where people have released some of the things that their contract gave them. And they have to sometimes can do it more than once. If it's been embedded in there, it's almost like when you have what I call a phantom gallbladder or a phantom, whatever it is. It's kind of embedded in our DNA, and we've got to work to get that sort of out. So.
I do think that that's true. I don't think it's always true. I mean,
no.
One thing I've noticed in the kind of script they gave me to do the healing is after the clearing, the prayer includes going back and basically making the memories not hurt anymore. That the memories are not going to go away. Yeah. They're going to be there, but they will invoke curiosity instead of shame or
you're an observer more. You're an observer more than
right. And they will be easily dismissed. That's what easily dismissed.
That's
I like
great. Yeah. I love that.
So,
yeah.
So let's okay, we're gonna go with Anja first. So,
All right.
Anja, this might take a little bit of a moment, and
Mhm.
I am going to tap into that. But Allie, if you have something right away, you go. But
Okay.
every,
Yep.
it
Might
takes
take a
the
few
first
minutes.
one's going to take a little bit.
Yep.
And of
Yep.
course, Allie, you can do it any way you want, even if
Mhm.
if the card's pulled. That's okay.
Anja, I'm seeing around your head a beautiful white cloud. And it's dissipating. It's saying that it's been dissipating itself. So it's not blocking your vision. It's actually helping you to understand that sometimes you can't see right away because it's not the time to see in this time. They're pleased with your devotion, your spiritual practice, your love of community. And they said this has been something that has been seeded for many, many incarnations. And so the fact that you found your light and your community, that cloud is turning pink. And in other cases, it's even got some purple in it because it's centered around the crown chakra. And I love that. I love that clarity. I can see that you're getting information from above. They want you to call on Archangel Uriel, who will bring you more connections that you might be able to recognize in your life.
Wow. See, that's great. That's a hard act to follow.
No.
So I've already, well, while Allie was reading, I do what I do, which is I meet my Akashic Records masters, and then I ask them to introduce me to your Akashic Records masters. Because we don't have a lot of time here, sometimes I greet them by name. I learn their names and what they do for you. And in this case, I'm not, but I can tell you one thing. There's a whole lot of nature spirits in there. There's some sort of real nature theme going on here. And what they in reality are Akashic Records masters are just big old balls of light and energy, but they drape themselves in something I can read so I can kind of know what they do for you. And the first thing that they just one word that they said out loud fast was patience. Patience. You're developing, you've already have a lot of patience, but patience is your gift. It is your gift to yourself. You are growing. You are growing in spiritual manners and spirituality. And so your overall, mission is to spread that love, spread those lights, especially the lights that Allie was talking about. That those pinks, those purples, those whites, those are deep spiritual colors. Yeah. And so with those lights, what they're saying is you are starting to very deeply evolve spiritually.
Wow.
Okay, tell me a little bit more. What else? It is not you are here at the right time. You chose this time to be here because you knew humanity would need all the help it could get to get through all of this. And what they mean by that is, we're turning a corner here. We're turning a real big spiritual corner. But because we are turning this big spiritual corner, there's a lot of pushback on that. And that's why we're having such, such a horrible political climate and things like that, because the darkness wants to fight, wants to fight. So,
Yeah.
but here we are, ready to shine our lights.
Yeah.
Okay, so I hope that helps,
Yeah.
Anja.
Yeah.
Let's see, and
Beautiful.
let's see. There's Carl. Carl, you got to get your Akashic record question in there.
Hi, Jill.
See.
Hi, Starfish. Hi. It's great to see everybody. Thank you all for being here. If we haven't said hello, thank you.
Okay, so this one should be very interesting here. So Nathan.
Oh, Nathan Sipley.
Yeah.
You had a you gave me the chills.
Yeah, this one's gonna be fun. Gonna be interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the chills.
Hey, Nathan.
Oh my God. I don't know if it was Genghis or if it was Kublai Khan, who was was the father and one was the son, but there was one who had 2,500 children or something like that. And I got the feeling that you were one of his children, but you were one of the top warriors in his travels across the steppes of Russia and that area, because they traveled everywhere. When they traveled, they would never stop. And so they would always have two horses with them, one to ride and one to drink the blood of as they were riding. And then they'd switch once the other horse was tired. And so there was great balance that needed to be done. It also might have created some kind of phobia with you, something that remains from that lifetime. I'm not thinking it was fear at all. I'm thinking it was probably close contact, samurai sort of. I mean, you had to be in close with the swords in order to. And okay, he sent you out. My son, I need you to go over here and be the leader in this battle. And you took the job with great pride and an initiative. And as you were there, something happened. You didn't make it out of the battle, but you were a warrior who he was so proud of, because there were two components with him. One was you were his son. The other was that you were a great warrior. And so he honored both. And you never let him down. You were always right there for him.
Wow. Well, I saw your life as that person before the era that Ali is talking about. And I just love it. I love this time zone. Whenever I get to read in this particular time zone, it's so interesting because it's right in my face.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
again, so the second I saw you, I mean, your face is almost in my face, and then it turns around and I'm kind of part of you, and you are riding a horse like with no fear, with no worries, no, like you're part of the horse and you're just engaging in this battle, and you're I don't think you're really feeling any fear whatsoever, even though it clearly you're in a potentially fearful situation, but you're in this battle. And I am really really looking at your garb. You have like a furred hood on, and your face is so fierce, so fierce. And you're enjoying this. You are loving this. You are still racing towards the battle, so there's not really any spears or anything coming at you right there. You're still going there, but you are confident. You are absolutely know what you're going to do, how you're going to do it. You are confident in your horse. You're confident in your riding. You're confident in the men around you.
Mhm.
And of course, this is way before Allie's time. So of course you're going to live through this, but you are on a mission and you're doing it. And you love the camaraderie with the men around you. When you're not in the battle, you're in great camaraderie with them. You have a lot of ethics, though. You have this ethical line. I mean, you're kind of like you would never take advantage of another soldier in your group. You would never hurt women. You would. I mean, you have a whole bunch of these ethical things. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool that that's how
Yeah.
you lived.
I really liked you. I really liked him. Did you?
I really liked him too. I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
like him because he's got this ethics.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. Okay, here's why the soldiers that work with you love you, is because you don't lord it over them that you're a child of the king or whatever, the leader.
The leader.
You are just like them. You are out there to fight, but to also have their back.
Absolutely.
And I think that what you bring forward, so tell me again, what does he bring forward from that life into this life? You bring forward a lot of that camaraderie, that wanting to be with a group of people that you love and trust. There's almost a lonesomeness for that still exists. Yeah.
He came here. He came here because this is a great battle. It may be a different type of battle, but he's battle ready, and he is.
Oh, that gives me chills.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it may be a different. It isn't the same, but it's like, oh, I need to go. I need to pick up the gauntlet again because I'm needed there. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Yeah. You love teams and community. That's wonderful, Nathan. Well, that shows. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nathan, for letting us read you. I can't do this reading and kind of look at the comments. So
it's hard. Yeah.
Here's what he says. I love teams and community. Well, that's exactly what you had then.
Yeah. Yep. And that's why you resonate to this lifetime as well. And you're using those skills that you learned there. But the best part of them was you weren't one of the warriors that was a cloak and dagger, so to speak, as Terri said. You had ethics, you had morals, you took care of people. So
yeah. And absolutely beloved team member, I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Nathan, for letting us read that exciting question.
Yes, that was great.
Okay, this is a challenging one. Let's go with Rossy. So, Rossy, what can the Akashic Masters tell me of a past life affecting me? So I'm going to assume that what you mean by this is that you feel like in a past life may be affecting you. I'm assuming for the bad. Rossy, if it's for the good, let us know that, because that would be nice to know. So I'll kind of keep my eye on the live a little bit, and I will just start to go in there. Oh, for the bad. Okay. So she's saying that maybe something is negatively affecting her. Okay, so dear.
Well, it's interesting, Rossy, because I got you in a lifetime where you had some addiction issues, and the addiction did not necessarily have to be to a thing like liquor or cigarettes or whatever. What it was an addiction to reactive behavior, and you had a hard time reclaiming your power. And so you felt defeated many times, like you could not be good enough. I'm seeing you in a pastoral, I don't know what year it is. It looks like you are a daughter of a farm man at a farm. And he wasn't the nicest father that you had. He belittled, and there was nothing you could do that would make him happy. And you continuously tried to do that. Apparently you even left a potential suitor because your father was going to be alone. And so this made it very, very difficult for you to have the love in your life that you were hoping for. I think that this is supposed to bring you here to this lifetime to have you understand that you hold your own power, you make your own decisions, you have your own way of doing things, and none of it is ever wrong because it's what you want, and you have reclaimed the power from the lifetime that you had none. You have become more empowered, which brings you closer to the goals that you want and have and need. But sometimes you might slip back into feeling as though you aren't good enough. You aren't, you're just okay. But there's nothing wrong with what you are. It's your own self-doubt that's holding you back.
Well, I got virtually the same thing here. That it definitely has a lot to do with just self-esteem, things coming down. And it almost looks, as I look at the past lives, like a little bit of a waterfall effect that just kind of keeps coming down. And it increases doubt. You doubt yourself a lot. And that, of course, leads to other things like not believing in yourself enough. I'm seeing two things. So I'm seeing that that your Akashic Records masters are kind of erecting a barrier between this incarnation and your ancestral past. It's a clear barrier, which I don't think I've really seen that before. So it's clear. So I guess it's because so you can look back and get more information out of those records if you want. But it's not allowing it to drip into this life anymore. Okay. And then because I thought, oh, well, if I see that, they're probably going to do a clearing. And there's not enough time. And so they've decided they're going to do something else. And what they want you to do on your own time is they want you to, do some meditation, some quiet time. And then they want you to call back your power. Call back all power, all little pieces of you that you have left everywhere. Just call it back. Because remember, you can do that. You're in charge of your life. You have the power to do that. We all do. Call it back. And then they want you to send all the power, all the different energies. Let's not say power, let's say energies. Call all your energies back. They want you to send all the energies that are not yours, that were not ever supposed to be yours, that were never supposed to happen to you, and send it back to the creator for retooling.
Ooh. Wow.
Because you don't want to just send it out there that it latches onto somebody else or boomerangs back or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Send it to the creator for retooling.
That's
And
lovely.
I need to pause a second because there's something they wanted to do, and I kind of got, okay, what do we want to do now? Oh, now this is interesting. Okay, so I have an Akashic Records master that I don't even, I just call them the crowned one. And it emanates gold and purple lights.
Beautiful.
It's a multi-being. I don't know more about it than that, but this multi-being has come forward and they are igniting your spirit, your soul with some of this gold and purple energy.
How beautiful.
And I can see that it kind of goes in, it kind of burns out a lot of this internalized problems where that you don't think you're good enough because of things you've heard from others. It's burning that out and letting it go. It's just doing this from the inside. You still have to do it from the outside, sending the energies back, calling your energies in, sending energies that are not yours out, back for retooling.
Beautiful.
And they're saying, so it is. Okay, there you go. So it is. So Rossy, I also noticed you just said, thank goodness I opened my eyes before this question that went away.
Before it went away, yeah.
For the new year. Is the barrier why I can't access Akashic Records? No, this barrier that's being erected was so that the past lives, that idea that you're not worthy can't seep through. So it's going to make it so it can't do
protection. That. It's more of a protection. Yeah.
So, Rossy, when I close the records at the end of this, I will give everybody an option to keep them open. For themselves. I'll close them to me and anyone else, but I can leave it open to you. And then you can keep going with this conversation. Because I have to tell you, the Akashic Records Masters are chatty.
They're ready. They're ready for you. And you are worthy. You are worthy.
Yes. And you probably should feel even more worthy now. So we'll do that at the end, and hopefully you can do that. And then I will also go back at the end of this show and put in a link to a YouTube of, oh man, now I can't remember his name suddenly, but it's a Dr. Weiss, and he does a hypnosis where that he leads you to your Akashic Records and lets you experience a life. It's really
Brian Weiss. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Really easy to do.
You felt the barrier. And the barrier also, Rossy, is just self-doubt. Because I've had it, honestly. Sometimes I'm like, where am I getting this information? But I have to trust that it's the right thing.
Right. So, right. Yeah. So cool. Okay. So Rossy, thank you so much for letting us read you. Okay. Let's see. I'm just looking at some of these. Ooh, well, now this one is super deep. We'll give this a try, Andrea. Okay. We'll give this a try, but I'm going to tell you this one, they show us what they want to show us. And we don't always get to go back to a life maybe you've already experienced. So, but I like a challenge. We'll give it a shot.
Sure, we'll try. Yeah. There might have been something in another life that led to this.
Right.
This experience as well.
Yeah. I had a dream about me in the time when they crucified the firstborn. because they were looking for baby Moses. And I saw myself walking up to my child. Please explain. Okay, so let's see if we can find this life and if they will tell us about it.
I absolutely believe this dream was a vision of a past life. I do. Wow. Wow. So interesting that I pulled some past life cards that have two archangels in each one. The first one is Metatron, and we know Metatron was human before he became an archangel. And it says ancient wisdom and understanding. And I'm getting the feeling that Metatron is saying to you, yep, people didn't know what they were doing. This was what they felt was going to take care of the problem. And we all know that Moses was never killed anyway, but so many male babies were killed during that time. Raphael comes in because Raphael is the great healer. And I feel as though this was the ultimate sacrifice. It reminds me of the story where that people were arguing over a child, whether it was theirs or not. And the king said, I've made my decision. We'll just cut the child in half and give you this part and give you that part, because they couldn't understand who the woman was, who the mother was. And the mother said, no, I will give the child to this other person. And the king said, okay, then it's your child, because only a mother would have given up so their child would not be hurt. This was a very deep lesson for you. I'm getting that in a prior lifetime, that child sacrificed another child simply out of not knowing that I'm getting a like a beheading of that child. Oh, wow. I got to move out of the pain because it's real. Yeah. I'll let Terri say what she needs to say.
So this is what I'm seeing. I am seeing that life, but I am seeing you as a man.
Mm-hmm.
I see you looking at your child, and the interesting thing is that you're a worker. I mean, you physically work hard, so you have a pack with, like your clothing, your shoes, your some food that will last a while with you. And what I see you doing is just picking the pack up, picking the child up, and going. When you hear this information, there's no talking with your neighbors. There's no discussing it with the mother. There's no, you know what you have to do. And I see you going up into the mountains, into a cave, and taking the child to the cave. And your intention is to live there in the cave to protect the child. And you knew that by saying nothing to anyone, it made you the most safe. Okay, so that's how far I got. Let me just tap back in and see can you show me what, dear Akashic Records Master, show me what happened. What happened? You stayed there a long time to save this child. You damn near killed the child and yourself with not having quite enough food. while you hunted, you survived. You were able to come back and rejoin your family with the child alive. So your child didn't die. You did kind of have to live with some of the criticism of your neighbors, because a lot of them lost their child. A lot of them didn't think what you thought. A lot of them didn't believe it was going to happen. Because you left no word whatsoever, even with your wife. You did not even tell your wife. You just acted.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing to go on. Nobody could trace you. It's as if you disappeared off the face of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And you lived your life after that, but you saved your child.
Wow.
And that child, like Allie said, had, it's kind of like a full circle of karma here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I got. How fun that you got to see that. I mean, not fun, but how
Right. They let you see that. Yeah.
to see that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow. So let's
Yeah, it does,
see
Master Light. Yeah.
if there was anything that she had to say about that. Master Light says it sounds like she was a master in that era. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because had the foresight and the thought to know that the more people that knew, the more danger they would be in.
That's right. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And I like what Heavenly Blessed Honey said. How brave of you. That was brave.
Uh-huh. It is.
Carl, I didn't see your question. Let me see. Go back and find it. Because when we're reading, our eyes are closed.
Yes, I do. It helps me to focus more on what it is they're giving me. Yeah.
How come I'm not finding Carl's question? Carl, if you put it up again, I will read it. But until then, I'm going to choose another question.
T-Lin's got a pretty cool question too.
Okay.
M. Steve does. You got some great questions. Like, can the Akashic records look at the results of an alternate choice?
Oh, how interesting. Okay, let me go back and see. So I don't think.
Yeah.
Okay, so Carl, you wanted to know if there's any past life like the one you're doing now.
Oh.
Okay. And let's see. I'm trying to, the T-Lin. Okay, got that one. And who else did you say had a good question?
At 107, M. Steve has a question, a general question for the Akashic records. Yeah, I love that because it really can speak to more people as well. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Oh man, I'm glad we're on the same time zone here.
I know, it helps.
So maybe I can find it.
Yeah. It's after T-Lin's, but it's then there's Carl and then M. Steve at 107.
Okay, I found it. Okay. Actually, let's go with that one right now because it's a question that we can just answer. Can Akashic records look at the results of an alternate choice? Well, I've never done that, but I assume you could.
Yeah.
I do know, MS Steve, that when I'm doing the Akashic record healings, they show this incarnation, but they show this incarnation on a wheel and show all the other incarnations you're in at the same time. Now, some people do live just one life at a time, but some people live many. And so I would assume that if they're showing us this wheel, that maybe we can access those other lives.
Yep.
So
I believe parallel lives are there for us. If we could, The other thing, there was another thing that I wanted to say, and I can't remember what it is. But yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I totally agree. But I don't think that I think that that's the alternate choice is actually the parallel life. Do you
I kind of
agree with
think so
that?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
kind of think so too. But I also think there's other lives that are just not like this life at all, too.
Well, I
I've
agree.
seen two that
Yeah.
were just of my own that were completely different than this life.
And in current time is what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're all just one decision away from an alternate choice.
Right. Well, I'll just tell you this, that I was meditating and they took me to an alternate life on a different planet, an
Okay.
alien life that, and I could tell it was me. It was me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm so nosy. I'm so nosy. And so after I experienced that life and thought, well, this is really cool. This is cool. And I could actually tell it's me. And I'm this time I was actually in the body, not
Uh-huh.
looking at the body.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, what would happen? I mean, how come I only know about Terry? I'm only participating in Terry. How come I can't know everything about this life? How come I'm not present in this
Right.
life right now?
Mhm.
And they said, you can be. Do you wanna switch to this one? And we can bring your consciousness to this one. Terry
Uh-huh.
will still live. She'll keep going. Nobody will notice,
Okay.
but you'll
Wow.
see the end of that one instead. And I'm like, it was a real question. I could tell it was a real. I had a real opportunity there, and I said, I'm kind of invested in Terry right now.
There you
Would
go.
like to
Yeah.
stay.
One life at a time. And that's why they don't want us to remember. And when we bleed through, we remember, but we're supposed to have that veil of forgetfulness.
Right.
And I think we just say, oh, we can't know because we have the veil of forgetfulness, but we really can know. But I still think that nobody really wants to know their demise. At least I don't think I want to know. So
Well,
yeah.
I kind of wanted to know Terry's demise, but
You
I
did.
just don't
Okay.
necessarily want to know the other one's demise. So,
Oh, okay. See, I don't wanna know this one.
well, I
If
just,
I'm
I
looking
just,
at the past, it's okay. Yeah.
yeah, no, I didn't want to look forward. I just wanted to be
Oh, I
Terry.
see. Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. I get you.
so yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Interesting question, and I love it, Steve. Yeah.
yeah.
It's a good
And
question.
I also wanted you to take my answers with a grain of salt because I mean, I only know this much. Okay, there's,
There's so much more we could know. Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And of course everything is meant to be for entertainment purposes only, because we should say that. So
right. Entertainment purposes only. So that made Diane G have something to say. So if you had said yes, then would
that's what
you
yeah,
have been a
good.
walk-in soul for that being?
Good.
I don't know. I don't know, Diane G.
Yeah, I know. That was what it was that I forgot, was that we can take over if our life is not going well on a soul level. We can go into another soul who may be giving up a life. They will come into our bodies if we have that agreement. And this is just something that you sort of have heard before, called a walk-in.
Yeah.
And I've seen differences in personality and everything after people have had major issues in their life and they've
Wow.
decided to stay. But they're different. They look the same, they whatever, but they're very, very different.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
Jill, I'm here. I'm here. Really, I am. I'm
Thanks, Terry.
conscious of this
Good to
one.
know. Good to know. Oh.
Okay, so
Mm,
let's see.
mhm.
Um, Let me go back to my questions and
Okay.
see what we can do here.
Mhm. Me either, Maria. I don't want to know what age I'll die either, because that's a self-fulfilling prophecy in a
Kind of,
way.
yeah. So I don't want to know
Yeah.
that per se. Let's
Okay.
let's go to let's go to Carl here.
Okay.
We've been teasing him. Let's not tease Carl. Um, so Carl wants to know any past life that is similar to this one. So I am Carl. If you're still answering. I kind of want to know, why do you want to know a similar life instead of a different life?
Maybe, yeah. Is it because of what you're doing, the work you do, or the area of the world you live, or?
Hmm. But we'll read on it. We will read on it.
Okay.
Okay. So, dear Records Masters, could you please introduce me to Carl's Akashic Records Masters?
Oh my God, I'm getting the music. Dun 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 dun. Is that
Is that like Bonanza?
no, it's oh gosh, I can't think of it. It reminds me of the Harrison Ford and
Okay.
with being in Egypt and diamond hunting or that kind of thing. That's what it reminds me of. So
Adventuring.
yes. Oh, all right, Carl. This is interesting.
Carl would like to know if he's had a life like this.
So, Carl, what I got is, when you were reflecting back, when you're in your life between lives, you get to reflect back and see the lessons that come from each lifetime. Know why what you were there for. It's instantaneous. It tells you exactly why you did it, what you chose your contract to be. So it was something that you decided you wanted to try, a modern day style hunter, but not for people, not for game, more for gratification and adventure. In the one lifetime that you lived before, you felt a little bit inadequate because you weren't able, and that's where your doubts come in this lifetime. There's some feeling of inadequacy, like, can I really do this? I want to do this. Oh, I see you also as an old, like 1930s, 1940s movie producer, blending the action with the real. You wanted to do the real and not just what was on camera. You wanted to live that life. That life appealed to you. And I feel like you felt inadequate, like you didn't do the best you could, or you didn't feel like you did the best you could, even though you did the best you could. So you wanted to come back and reclaim and move through the self-doubts that you had. And it's been quite the journey for you. It continues to haunt you in a lot of ways. And they want you to release your self-doubts. They want you to remember that you have the power to do whatever it is that you need to do.
So it's interesting because they showed me the life before that life that Allie just saw. So actually, you have been living a life a lot like this for a while, where that you have creative endeavors and that you're trying to make your mark in the world with this creativity. And the way I saw you was a little bit back in time. They're showing me Chicago. I've never been to Chicago, but somehow I know it's Chicago. You are a young man and you're walking with such flair and gusto because you're so excited about working in the industry you're working there, you're in like plays and things like that. They're saying vaudeville. And that you have a lot of good ideas. So it's not so much that you want to act in vaudeville, you want to produce I was a taxi driver in Chicago,
He,
shot by
he
the
was. Yeah, I think
okay.
that was a job you had to take because you weren't making enough money doing
Okay.
what you really loved. Yeah.
Well, let me look at this a little bit more because I'm seeing like early, I'm seeing late in your life. But let's see if they can fill in between there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're really excited. You want to go out there. You're trying to produce shows. You're trying to be part of all that. It's a hard industry to break into. You do have to make a few kind of iffy friends, you know.
Uh-huh.
Not, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm seeing that you do have some great successes, but you had to pay for that a lot in um, sometimes keeping people happy that you didn't want to keep happy, sometimes having to compromise what your show was about, sometimes once in a while having to compromise in actresses. Like, in other words, somebody else who has bankrolled this saying, you got to use my daughter, or got to put
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's some things in here.
Yeah.
So I don't see you getting shot. That's not the part I'm seeing. But what I am seeing is, though, as you're older, and I'm not talking old like 80s, I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
like old, maybe like 60s, but that this life has worn on you quite a lot. And you're living alone. You're living in an apartment that's like one room kind of thing. It's not very cheerful. You're not very cheerful. You've had a you are not super popular now. You were popular. Now you're kind of have a lot alone.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't quite work out the way you wanted it to work out.
Yeah. And that's why you want it to work out now so badly.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's why you keep coming back to a very similar life. So
You
let
do.
me ask them another question. Since we're already here, okay, so Akashic Records Masters of Carl's, you've showed us at least 3 similar lives here, his current life and 2 others. Um, does he have to keep living this life? Is there a lesson that he has not learned yet? Yes, part of it is that you are enough. Part of it is that uh, oh, well, that's kind of interesting. They're reminding you, showing me how that between lives, and you're working with your Akashic Records masters to set this up,
Mm-hmm.
that you kind of forget that you are the ultimate producer,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
ultimate writer. You
Yep.
write the script, you write everything. So I think what they're really saying here is you have a choice not to have to do this again if you don't want to.
Yep. Yep.
Um, However, you should always just know that you're in control of this, and you can do some rewriting of contracts if you want to. You can,
Yep.
yeah, you can do some healing through the Akashic records, and through lots of different ways. It's just the one way that they kind of are keep telling me. But I'm pulling your leg, Carl. That is you. We all are the ultimate
We are.
producers of our lives.
We
So.
are. And it's very interesting that when I have looked at different past lives of my own, and they have asked me, what was the lesson? It's always to love and be loved, or
That is the basic. That's the basic of all lessons.
of all
Yeah.
lessons. Or, there's not this huge, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It doesn't have to be something so enormous that, and it's beautiful in that
Yeah.
simplicity.
Yeah. So at the I
Uh-huh.
really, in fact, when I was in Japan this last time, I was reading a book. I don't even remember the name of the book now, but it was basically, it had me really thinking, should
Hmm.
I use the Akashic records to ask what people's missions are? Because that's one of the questions you can ask. What
Mm-hmm.
is my mission? How am I
Right.
doing it? Where are the roadblocks? That's something you can ask your Akashic records. But after reading this book, I wondered maybe I shouldn't be doing that, because the base mission of all of us is to love and be loved. That is
Yep.
the basic of all. Um, we have others in addition to that, but there you go. So I hope that helped, Carl. I'll have to go back and look at your chat. I was too busy reading to kind of really look at it, but thank you for giving us the chance. So, Allie, do you want to do one more?
We can, sure. I want to say that there's apparently a tornado in Houston, so I'm sending out lots of love to those people.
Yeah.
And today, Nalani is saying goodbye to one of her beautiful animals, and so I want to just uh, send you my love. And they do. They always rally, and so do people. They rally before. So if the dog is lively, it just wants to be there to give you the love that you gave that dog over time. Yeah.
I'm going to put up T Lynn's. It's not really a question, but I just like, this is so that people understand all the different kinds of possibilities, that Val at Dragonfly Krista, who taught both of us to
Yeah.
read the Akashic
Oh, she's
records.
fabulous. She's
Um,
fabulous. Yeah.
yes, she did a healing on a past life that I didn't even know was there. I definitely recognized it though when she told me about it. Feeling
Yeah.
unworthy has been in multiple past lives. Well,
We all have that.
yeah,
We all don't think we're
right.
good enough or that we're, yeah, but we are. We're perfect the way we are.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
also we shouldn't worry too much about that too, because we
Right.
have come here each time to experience everything, and that's part
Mhm.
of the experience too. But I love that. I don't like it when it bleeds in and hurts us,
Right.
so you
Right.
can get healing for that. And
You
so
can.
thank you, T-Lynn, for
Stealing.
putting that in.
Mhm. No, it's not just you, Anja. we
Yeah.
all carry those wounds. And the only thing is, especially when we're thinking of this life, our parents, they did
Hmm.
the best they could under the
Right.
circumstances, and we have to let that go and know that this was you do the best you can, and when you know better, you do better. So
Yes. Okay. So, Tanita, I hope you're still here. Um,
oh.
so this one will be a little easier. Uh,
Hmm.
she would like to understand, what past life karmas can I clear in this life? And
Hmm.
potentially, how do I do so? That's the best way. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap into her
Hmm.
masters and find out if it, if there's any past life karma to be cleared,
Hmm.
and we'll just see what comes of that. Okay.
Oh boy, just what I thought. I think some of this has to do with your family of origin, Tanita, right in this lifetime. Um, you have come back to heal some wounds with this family that have you've carried. I don't know if there was a lack of connection or feeling isolated, um, feeling I don't want to say it's abandoned. It could be emotional abandonment. And there's something I'm seeing you living on an island somewhere. It's very rural. You were a native of the island, and I see people wearing beads and shells and like little skirts and things like that. And there's just no warmth. And I don't mean physical warmth. I mean emotional, loving warmth between you and those that you love. That it feels like there's lack of connection. And so healing that wound would be looking at the relationships that you're having now with current family members that may or may not be serving you. And it's the boundaries you have to set. They set their boundaries by isolating you in that lifetime. It's your turn now to say, we're not doing that anymore. And if you don't choose to embrace me as a member of this family for the way I am and not the way you want me to be, then I will have to set that boundary in this lifetime. And that way you can clear it yourself, because you've got the power to do that. You always have the power within you to say no as a complete sentence.
So Tanita, they're not showing me any particular past life or anything like that. But when I take a look at your guides, what I'm seeing is a lot of colors, and these, but then they're weaving that color back into these past lives. And what it says to me is you are a very adventurous spirit, that you have not chosen necessarily easy lives to get through. Very adventurous, very, very, yeah. You've been to a lot of different. You've had a lot of lives where you didn't choose the I want to be Queen Nefertiti, or you didn't choose the easy ones. Okay. It looks like that you chose a lot of very different ones. Like Ali saying you were in an islander position. I mean, you really. I've seen them on Earth, because sometimes we do see that these lives have happened in other galaxies, but in your case, most of your lives are on Earth, and they're just saying, you should forgive yourself because you have chosen these very, very adventuresome lives. They said if we think of a challenging life because we or God needs to experience this challenge, you are one of the first people we think of. So
oh boy.
I just am not seeing very much karma here, as just that you are adventuresome. Your spirit is adventuresome, and you want to.
Yeah.
You're not easily put off, and so guides. So obviously, she's asking this question because she's feeling a little karma. She's feeling a little like there's something unwell or not quite right that she'd like to change. Do you have any advice for her? They're saying, we want you to seek balance. Seek balance in your life. If you, they're showing me like, have some prayer or meditation if that you have, some angry outbursts or upset. I mean, try to always seek for balance. Seek for balance in your life.
Wow. I got stop trying to do the trigonometry problems. Start with basic math. With that, where that came in.
I like that. So really, she's seeking for balance. I have to tell you that. So now I'm not talking to them. Now I'm that I rarely see karma these days. It feels like we're really at the very end of karma.
We're burning it up. We're burning
Yeah.
it up. Yeah,
We're
I
not
agree
really
with you.
earning it anymore.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah.
I think that you can, again, I would just say, as I said in another thing, is in your meditations, call back your own energies and send and remove and send all the energies that are not your own back to the creator for retooling. So
Beautiful idea. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that is kind of the end of our show today. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And Allie, do you have any more shows today?
Not today. No.
Okay.
I will be back. Actually, I'm going to be back tomorrow with you. And then at 12 o'clock Pacific, I'll be on with Linda De Gonzalez, who does Akashic readings, and Dawn
Yes.
Spanier, who also is she's a brand new reader in the community. And we're going to be doing some readings. So if you didn't get your reading done today, or you could go to Terri's shows on Monday. I believe, are you doing your show with Jean and your triad show?
Yeah. Well, we're doing the Magic Monday show.
The Magic Monday. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, so I'll be tomorrow with you at 10 Pacific time, and you can ask all your questions. Then you can ask, psychic and mediumship questions.
Right.
And let's see that. Yeah, then I'll be doing Magic Monday, and I think a psychic triad on Friday. So, well, I'll be around, and I will post them so you have put the notifications on, you'll see them, and you can come to the shows. I also, in January, I just want to let everybody know that I'm going to be doing some more Akashic shows.
Good.
They have tasked me with some contract work. So I'm not completely sure how this is going to work, but probably they're going to set a theme, and then we can ask them to bring the contracts in, and then we can write them. We can burn some of them. Some of them you can't do anything about. And we can also rewrite some of them. So that will be fun to do. And also people can always do that in person if they don't choose the thing you want to have healed. You can always book me and have it done.
That's true. Terri, please go to Terri's, book a reading with her. She's amazing. She takes you on a spiritual journey that you've never been on before. And it's hard to come back sometimes.
Nice. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Terri. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. And just really quick, make sure you go back and hit the thumbs up button, or maybe put in a little comment on my channel and Allie's channel, so that so it helps us with the algorithm.
Helps our algorithms, yeah. And thanks to new folks I saw in the chat today. It's wonderful to have you all.